Mr. Depp, I'd like to show you another audio recording that is Plaintiff's Exhibit 397. And for the record, we intend to play the portion that is 1 hour, 4 seconds to 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 50 seconds.
All right, so there's no objection to 397 coming into evidence its entirety? Okay, the audios are coming in. It's 397 in evidence, and then you want to play that part. That's fine.
Well, those wishes don't come true.
What thing do you want to say to me, you fucking piece of shit?
Those wishes
What?
don't
What
come
else
true.
do you want to fucking say to me, you piece of shit? What else? You don't have anything else to say to me? Cool.
I wish you the best.
Hey, why don't you fuck yourself? Go suck your own dick like you're used to. Oh, also, I'll write you a check for the extra sip I took. Is that okay? Stingy old fucking piece of shit.
You're the one that brought it up.
You did. You said don't drink my wine. That's mine.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't?
I said I didn't think you were looking for anymore.
Rewind. Rewind.
Probably defended me pretty good in front of your Rocky and your pop and your mom.
Hope one day you can teach your son how to be a man. Because you're so good at it. I mean, you have to. It's not everyone. You're a joke, oh man.
I've tried so fucking with
Get
you.
away.
I've tried so hard.
Get away. Hey, if you ever learn this shit, 50 fucking something years, you're never gonna learn it. I hope to God, Jack's stepfather teaches him more about being a man than your fucking left nut.
Hey, that's good. You gave me some shit about my kids, just like in London that you designed. Never again. Stay away. You don't exist. You will not be getting my words.
Mr. Depp, could you please describe to the jury what they just heard in that audio recording?
I don't know when. I don't know when that. If there's a date on that, but clearly there was some animosity and another clash, and Ms. Heard once again felt it necessary to bring my kids, my son into that argument and say that she hopes that my son's stepfather can teach him how to be a man, since I couldn't. And I believe she says something about more man in the stepfather than would be existing in my, I believe the term was left nut.
How often did Ms. Heard bring your children into your arguments?
Too often.
And at the end of your relationship, how was Ms. Heard's relationship with your children?
Non-existent. My children, my kids are far more intelligent than I am, and they broke. They wouldn't be around Ms. Heard any. They refused to be around her anymore. They didn't like the way she treated me, which was written in a very elegant letter by my daughter, actually, to to Ms. Heard. I don't know if that's in evidence, but I remember my daughter sent a text to Ms. Heard.
Objection, Your Honor. Just hearsay. It's one thing for the witness to tell his story. It's another thing for him to tell other people's stories.
All right.
We can move
We can
on.
move on, okay.
I'm sorry, I read the email.
Yeah, I understand. Next question.
When did you learn that Ms. Heard had filed for divorce?
Well, it was, let's see, Betty Sue was the 20th. That night I spoke to her about the divorce. 21st was the kicker. I believe it was on the 23rd, and I had already left town for New York to prepare for the tour.
Did Ms. Heard know that you were out of town at that time?
I don't know.
When did you learn that Ms. Heard had made domestic abuse allegations against you?
The 27th of May, which is in fact my daughter's birthday, I saw that she had gone to a court, it was, I don't know, some court, and there were paparazzi everywhere, and her and a brown mark on her face. And it was also happened to be the day that Charlie and Alice in Wonderland 2, through the Looking Glass was opening. And that's the day that she chose to get go to the courthouse and get a TRO, temporary restraining order against me. But I was in Europe already at that point.
Mr. Depp, I'd like to show you what's been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 487. And just for the record, this is a very long document, and we will be showing pages 492 through 494.
There's no objection to the document 487?
Your Honor, if I could just have a minute or two to scroll through it, that'd be great, please.
Okay. I assume, are you entering this in evidence now, or are you just showing it?
I can give them an opportunity
Okay,
and go
sure.
through it with Mr. Depp, if that's okay. Mr. Depp, do you recognize any of these text messages that are on the screen in front of you?
Vague memory of these.
And who were these communications between?
It looks like myself in the, it's me, in the green, and Ms. Heard's words in the blue.
And do your communications reflect that Ms. Heard understands that you're in New York?
I'm sorry?
What is the date of your text messages here on this page?
That's the 23rd of May, 2016. And hers are the 24th of May, 2016.
And based off of these communications, does this refresh your recollection that Ms. Heard knew that you were in New York on this date?
In her text, you know, when do you leave? What was clear that I was leaving right away, but I'm not sure that I wasn't already, because I wasn't in New York City. We weren't playing New York City. We were playing. We were rehearsing in a like a casino, a big casino, and that was where we did our first show first show to practice for the tour, the European tour. So I don't know if I was either leaving for New York, but I think I was already there, because New York City, we weren't, I don't recall that we were playing New York City. So maybe I was suggesting going there. I don't know.
Could we please turn to page 494? And Mr. Depp, do you see the text message from Ms. Heard on May 24th, 2016 at 6:33?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you understand what Ms. Heard is referring to in this text message?
Is it all right if I just take a quick glance?
Please do.
Thank you. Thank you. That's better. I remember, yes. I recall this.
And what do you recall about this?
That it made no sense to me. It just didn't make any sense to me, especially about, well, as long as you don't file, nobody will know. And it just didn't, again, I'm not all that familiar with these types of things, but if it's two people in a relationship and the relationship is ending, in any case, the outcome is divorce. So I didn't understand these explanations of this can happen or it cannot happen, and I only did this because my lawyers said to, and it just didn't make any sense to me, and it looked like she was kind of grabbing at straws, trying to figure out what, in fact, to do.
Mr. Depp, I'd like to just ask you about a couple statements Ms. Heard makes in this text message. She first says, just confirm that the cover letter is completely private and has nothing to do with any public record. Do you see that? It's the first sentence in the text message.
Yes, I do.
Do you know what cover letter Ms. Heard is referring to?
No, I don't.
Okay. And then she says, and only included the domestic violence / restraining order stuff because I called the lawyer when the cops were here and I didn't know what to do or why that happened and was scared. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you know what Ms. Heard is referring to when she said that?
No.
And then dropping down to the bottom, it says 2 lines up, I thought you filed. Do you see that?
Yes.
And do you have any understanding as to why Ms. Heard thought you had already filed?
No. I had on the night of the 20th was when I told her on the phone that I was going to file. For divorce, and in the way that I had explained it, to keep everything nice and calm and even. But on the 23rd, she filed, and so I hadn't had a chance to file.
Your Honor, I would move Plaintiff's Exhibit 487, specifically the portions from page 492 to 494 into evidence.
So you just want page 492 to 494? in
Yes,
evidence?
Your Honor, it's a 700-page document, so
Just page 4, well, are you going to ever put more of 487 in, I guess is the question.
I believe so, Your
So
Honor.
this is 487A?
Certainly, that would make sense.
Okay, so 487A, page 492 to 494. Any objection to those 2 pages?
No, Your Honor.
All right, those 2 pages are in evidence.
Just for clarity, is that two pages or 3 pages? Is it 492?
490, that would be 3 pages, if that's
No.
correct.
That's correct.
Okay, 492 to 494, okay.
And could that please be published to the jury? Mr. Depp, Ms. Heard did end up seeking a temporary restraining order against you, correct?
Yes, she did.
And what, I believe you already said this, but could you just remind the jury, what date was that?
The 27th of May.
And where were you when you learned that Ms. Heard had actually filed a temporary restraining order against you?
I don't recall if we had left for Europe as yet. That is the Hollywood Vampires for the tour. So I was either in New York State rehearsing and preparing to go to Europe, or I was already in Europe. I'd have to check the the tour dates.
Did you find out on the 27th or shortly thereafter?
No, I found out on the 27th. It was everywhere.
And what do you mean when you say it was everywhere?
It was multiplying and multiplying and multiplying throughout media, throughout social media, throughout so-called sort of straight media or whatever. And I was taken aback a bit.
If we could take this down and please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 411. Mr. Depp, is this some of the media coverage that you were referring to?
Many things of this nature, yes. Many.
And do you recall actually seeing this specific article?
I don't remember seeing this specific article, but there were already plenty, and certainly more than I was happy to go through. I think once you read one or two of them, the general idea is I mean, the point had been made, clearly.
Your Honor, I'd move Plaintiff's Exhibit 411 into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 411 in evidence.
Teen? Mr. Depp,
Yes.
do you recognize this article at all?
I remember yeah, I don't know if it was this one in particular, but I do remember seeing all the various reasons behind her reasons behind her needing to get a temporary restraining order, a TRO against me, which they just started to metastasize into these, there were abuse allegations, then there was alcohol, and then there was drugs and violence, and it just, it was already right then and there before my eyes spinning out of control. And there was not a word that I could say.
Your Honor, I would move Plaintiff's Exhibit 414 into evidence.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 414 in evidence.
09. And, Your Honor, if I could move Plaintiff's Exhibit 409 into evidence as well.
Any objection with 409?
No objection.
All right, 409 in evidence. Thank you.
This article?
Yes, I did.
Who did you speak to?
Mostly friends, and my sister Christy, mostly friends, and certainly the band. And my kids. I had to alert them that there might be some ugly things coming out, that were most assuredly going to put me in the position of some violent, drug-addled, alcoholic,